boys and girls. Today I'm going to read you the Easter story. While Jesus was on earth, he healed the sick and taught people about God. So everywhere he went, men and women and boys and girls wanted to meet him. One day he had to go to Jerusalem to celebrate a feast day. As he rode into town on a donkey, a crowd ran out to meet him. Some shouted, "Blessed is the King," and put their coats down in his path. Others waved palm branches and sang songs. The leaders were jealous. They did not like Jesus. "Look how the people follow this man," they said. "We must find a way to get rid of him." They were not good people. That night, Jesus ate the Passover feast with his friends. He knew it would be the last meal they would eat together. He didn't want them to forget him, so when the food was passed around, he turned to them and said, "When you eat bread and drink wine like this, remember me." Jesus knew the jealous leaders would take him away soon. He also knew someone sitting in the room would turn him in. "Who is it, Lord?" asked John. Jesus answered, "The one I give bread to," as he passed the loaf to Judas. Judas whispered an excuse and he left. He was not being a very good friend to Jesus. After dinner, Jesus and some friends went to a garden. Jesus knew he would suffer and die, so he was very sad. "I'm going to pray now," Jesus said. "Please keep watch." His friend said, "Yes, Lord," but then they fell asleep. Jesus knelt and closed his eyes. "Father, you can take away this cup of suffering that is to come," he said, "but I will do whatever you want." Then Jesus got up and went back to his friends. Did they keep watch like Jesus asked? Suddenly, a group of soldiers marched up to Jesus. Judas was with them. He ran over to Jesus and greeted him with a kiss. This was a signal for the soldiers to arrest Jesus. And when they did, his friends left him and ran away. Jesus was brought before the leaders. Some people told lies about him, but when they had no proof, so the leaders could not charge him with any wrong. Then they asked, "You say you are the Son of God. Is that true?" Jesus answered, "I am." This made the leaders very angry. "This man is guilty of a terrible offense. He says he's God's son, when he is not," they shouted. "For this he must be punished." But is Jesus the Son of God? Yes. So he wasn't lying. So they turned Jesus over to Pilate, the Roman governor, and it was decided Jesus must die on the cross. But first he had to carry it a long way to a place called Calvary. The cross was very heavy, and Jesus fell 3 times. His friends could not do anything but look on and cry. Jesus died soon after. His friends took his body and buried it in a new tomb. Then they rolled a big stone in front, but the leaders were still afraid. They remembered that Jesus said he would rise again in 3 days, so they gave an order for soldiers to guard the tomb day and night. A few days later, some friends went to Jesus' tomb. The big stone was rolled away. "It's empty," they said when they looked in. Then they saw an angel. "Jesus is not here," he said. "He is alive again." So they ran to tell the others. After Jesus rose from the dead, he visited his friends who were happy to see him. Before he left for heaven, he told them to spread the good news of God's love to everyone. Because Jesus died and rose again, he earned us a place in heaven. That's why we celebrate Easter. The end. Thank you for listening, boys and girls.